English. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session, Academic Leaders in the New Higher Education Context, Opportunities and Challenges. Beyond being a workshop, this is also an environment to build an online learning community. So together, we are a group of people who share the mutual academic goal and purpose of learning about academic leadership and university governance. So communication, collaboration, and a sense of belonging are important attributes of thriving this online community of the LEAD2 project. Academic leaders in the higher education context are constantly expected to upgrade themselves in terms of competences, skills, and knowledge to address complex situations. Due to the COVID pandemic and its impact on educational processes, this demand is stronger than ever. Therefore, the pertinence of today's sessions lies not only in strengthening this sense of belonging to the lead to community, but also in learning from each other to better exercise a leadership role in higher education or in your daily life and particular positions that you have in your jobs. So we will discuss the definitions, we will discuss competences, challenges facing academic leaders, and their role in the internationalization of higher education in this online interactive session. So, having said that, and on behalf of LEAD2 members, I'm pleased to extend my greetings and welcome to all of you, the LEAD2 MOOC learners, alumni, and participants to this session. I'm David Castro Garcia. I'm member of the LEAD2 project and also a facilitator of the and course designer of the LEAD2 MOOCs. It is an honor for me to moderate this workshop. And I would also like to introduce my colleagues and friends who will facilitate the workflow and the dynamic during the interactive session. So we will have Dimitrios Champris with me in the interactive session. We also have Jean-Claude Cagas, Kuyen Ding, Yujie Shui, Aisun Kaliskan, Xiao Shen, and Shen Wenxi. So let me start with a brief description of today's agenda points. So first, we will have a brief introduction of the LEAD2 project and LEAD2 MOOC by Professor Dr. Chansu. Then we are gonna move, or we will take a group photo to keep a visual record of today's meeting. Next, we will listen the keynote speech by Professor Dr. Jan Cornelis, and then you will be divided automatically into different breakout rooms to discuss relevant topics with your peers in this interactive session. Actually, this is the core um, um, agenda point of today's meetings. So once you are back, we will show you a tutorial video of the usage of the online knowledge base of the LEAD2 project. And after that, we will display a video. Um, uh, after we display this video, the representative of each breakout room will present their discussions results. And finally, we will reach the end of today's meeting with an online poll and some some conclusions and to sum up the today's session. I would also like to remind you that this event will be recorded or is being recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. For future consultations, you can easily check also the YouTube channel, and you can have access to this recorded session. So if you feel like interacting with us, you are welcome to use the padded channel and the comment bar to submit your questions, to submit your remarks. You can also use the hashtag lead2 development on Twitter to record your thoughts under the framework of the LEAD2 project. And here we will also like to thank the generous funding from Erasmus Plus program to the LEAD2 project, because it made this event possible. So now, without further ado, we will give the floor to Professor Dr. Chan Su for the presentation of the LEAD2 project. Let me just briefly introduce her. Professor Chan Su is a full professor in educational science at the Vrije Universiteit Brussels since 2010. She's also the major coordinator of the LEAD2 project, which centers on the enhancement of capacity building in university governance and academic leadership in the European Union and China. So Professor Chan Su, welcome. And now the floor is totally yours.
Thank you very much, David. Hello, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone from all over the world, from different countries. Welcome to our online MOOC interactive session. So as you have seen here, I'm going to introduce to you a little bit about the LEAD2 project, and then welcome to our LEAD2 community. And so the LEAD2 project is European funded project under the Erasmus Plus program. The full name of our project is called Enhancing Academic Leadership and Governance of Chinese and European Universities in the Context of Innovation and Internationalization. So the LEAD2 project is actually also a follow-up of the previous LEAD project that was also funded by the same program under Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. The term of this project is from 2019 until 2022. For further details, you can certainly consult our website, lead2project.eu, to look for further information of the LEAD2 projects. So as you can see here, so the LEAD2 project focused on some major objectives of university governance and academic leadership. What we would like to achieve in this project, first of all, is to strengthen the capacity of higher education institutions in governance and academic leadership, and also to enhance the knowledge and the capacities of academic leaders and also potential academic leaders. Here we talk about senior academic leaders, mid-level academic leaders, as well as young academic leaders and potential leaders. I think some of you who are today, maybe you have leading position or you have some leadership experiences, and some of you maybe are potential academic leaders who will play a very active role in university governance. So as part of the objectives of the LEAD2 project, that is to implement innovative and targeted blended training, including MOOCs, workshops, peer learning for academic leaders and potential leaders. And most of you are actually coming from our MOOC community. So you are our active learners in our LEAD2 MOOCs. We have different versions of the MOOCs, and you have participated in some editions of our MOOCs. So we are very happy you joined our interactive live session of our MOOC. So for further objectives of the LEAD2 project, we also want to enhance and deepen the understanding of university governance and academic leadership through comparative studies. So within our project partners and project teams, we have several different themes of research and studies that can further enhance our understanding regarding university governance structures and the roles of academic leadership in the modern and innovative higher education. And furthermore, the objective is also to create an online knowledge base with referencing tool and also online communities and the networks to connect the learners and users and academic leaders from different countries from around the world to actually to exchange, to interact, and also to access, and also to refer to what is available in terms of knowledge and also experiences and the stories that academic leaders can share and learn from each other. So this is also one of the main goals of the project. And furthermore, the project also aims to establish a university leadership center that can actually carry on the activities what we are doing now. Yeah, okay. And in addition to the project, as you can see, here are the partners of the project. Among the European partners, the Free University of Brussels, that is the coordinator of the project. That's actually where I work, and also some of the facilitators that work today, like David, Koyan, and Zhengwen, and so on. We are from Free University of Brussels. In Dutch says Vrije Universiteit Brussel. That's where we work, and that's the coordinator of the LEAD2 project. And we also have other European partners from different countries. So the Universidade Nova de Lisboa, that's from Portugal, and we have also University of Vienna, Aarhus University, Middle East Technical University, and the Sicilian University of Technology. These are the European partners, and we also have several Chinese partners. These are Chinese universities and the institutions who are main partners of the project. Yeah, and furthermore, let's look at the main target groups of the project. As I mentioned earlier, this includes high level and senior level university academic leaders, middle level, and the young academic leaders, as well as potential academic leaders. So why we establish this LEAD2 project with partner institutions and the universities to actually to deepen our understanding on university governance and academic leadership. As you know, universities need to produce top-level research and education and innovative academic leaders in order to meet the needs of global knowledge economy and also the network society. So this is one of the important needs why we need such a project that's focusing on university governance and leadership. And also we know that diversity in higher education governance remains a major hallmark of higher education institutions. So under the project, we also discuss about diversity, diversified leadership, inclusive leadership. These are very important for us to understand governance and leadership. Furthermore, universities also face challenges such as autonomy, accountability, leadership, strategic planning, professional management, and funding. So as we face common challenges, it is very important that universities around the globe in different contexts can discuss about the issues related to university governance and academic leadership in order to increase our understanding as well as to enhance our capacities in this field. So as you can see here, under the LEAD2 project, we focus on the two aspects which are core on university governance and the leadership. So on the one hand, the governance, what is good governance of universities from the structure point of view, and on the second aspects, leadership, as leadership play a very important role in leading and also in distributed leadership and the collective leadership that are innovative aspects in the modern governance and the leadership. So in higher education, we see that we are also seeing the trends of how academic leadership need to be and how we can actually need to facilitate collaboration and the networking. So this collaboration and the networking has become core aspects of our LEAD2 project. And that's also why we are so eager to meet our participants as well as our MOOC learners to exchange and to interact. In order to further enhance our understanding and increase our capacities in academic leadership. And also very important within our project, we also discuss leadership theories, leadership styles, and in order for our leaders as well as the potential academic leaders to understand the different type of concepts related to academic leadership and knowing what leadership maybe can be more inspiring and motivating for teams and for organizations. Furthermore, it's also very important that our academic leaders, as well as potential academic leaders, to understand that academic leadership related to setting actions and examples and not related to a position or the title per se. So this is also important aspects of our capacity building in academic leadership. As you can see here, globalization and internationalization is very important. So we connect with different partners and we connect with our MOOC learners. So discuss global issues as well as the role of internationalization in university governance and leadership. As to the LEAD2 key activities, so as you know that the MOOCs on university governance and academic leadership, that is a core component of our project. And this is also where you have already actively engaged in. We have different editions and different versions of our MOOCs. We have MOOCs for senior academic leadership, middle level academic leadership, and young academic leadership. And so this is one core component of the LEAD2 project. And in addition to that, we have also training and workshops, webinars on university governance and academic leadership. We also have comparative studies and research on university governance and academic leadership. Also sharing the knowledge on the online knowledge base and the exchange and the communications on online communities, as well as establishing the University Leadership Center. So these are the core activities of the LEAD2 project. So finally, so this project is a 3 years collaboration and with partnership. So we are very happy that all of you are part of the LEAD2 community and that you can regularly participate in our MOOC, in our online activities, webinars, and online workshops. So I would like to welcome you all again to join our LEAD2 community and also to this specific online interactive session of our MOOC. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to have met you today and to welcome all the participants around the globe to participate in our project. And here you can see how to follow us on the website, from Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube channel, as well as to enroll in our online knowledge base. So welcome again. Thank you very much to join this session. So now I will give the floor to our facilitators and also to prepare for a group photo of our session.
That's correct totally. Thank you so much, Professor Chansu, for your presentation and your words. It gave us a clear picture of the scope of the LEAD2 project and the LEAD2 MOOCs. So yes, now it's time for us to move to the next agenda point, which is the group photo. So my colleague Kuyin, she's going to take it. But in between, I'm gonna ask all of you participants if you can please turn on your cameras and also to give us your best smile to record today's meeting to keep it in our record and have a nice memory of this event.
Thank you, David. Hi, everyone. We know that now we have more than 40 participants in this workshop, so it takes like 1 minute to take the photo. We have different subgroups here. So please turn on the camera so we can capture the moment of the event today. Yes, thank you. Now I'm gonna take the photo. I will count. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Not finished yet. Again. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now we go to the second group. I could not tell you who are in which group, but it's okay. Right. 3, 2, 1, and one more to make sure we have everyone. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everyone. So we are done with the group photo, and your photos will be uploaded on the website under the event webpage. David, the floor is yours.
All right. So Kuyen, thank you so much for the this lovely memory of today. So we are gonna stay tuned with the channels to keep and to see those photos. So now it's let's move on to the next agenda point. The keynote speech by Professor Dr. Jan Cornelis. Uh, um, Professor Dr. Jan Cornelis um, is emeritus professor with a part-time research appointment at VUV. He has also been a vice rector of research and development, coordinator of technology transfer, and vice rector for international policy at VUV as well. He's instructor in the MOOC of the university governance and academic leadership, and he's an expert on the topics of university governance for research and innovation and valorization. Unfortunately, Professor Jan couldn't join us in person today, but instead he has sent us his recorded speech. So let's listen to it together right now. So now we are gonna see this recorded speech.
Ni hao. Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to entertain you about university challenges and opportunities in the changing context of higher education. It might seem strange that a 17-year-old emeritus professor is invited to talk about the future challenges and opportunities. I guess that the underlying assumption is that age automatically brings wisdom and relevant experience. And I think this can be so in some cases, but still then the hypothesis that remains to be tested is that having a historical perspective allows you to bring forward new breakthrough perspectives. For sure, I have an informed helicopter view built since 1973 of university life, and I will try to use that to come forward with some new global insights. I thought that the best I could do is make a non-exhaustive list of generic challenges and opportunities. Not too generic, because then the talk will become very airy and nobody will know what to do with it, and not too detailed also, because then we run the risk that it's not applicable at all. The time scope of my keynote is very limited, and so I will not go into how to implement these challenges and what to do with them. But I remain available later on during the LEAD2 MOOCs for a real-time discussion. Let's start right away with the students. It's clear that the students have new and also more expectations than ever before. Information and knowledge is available through internet, so the student expects something else. He expects to acquire soft skills and competences. The student wants to be thrilled, immersed in his reality, his world, the things that are interesting to him. And of course, this requires more participation in the education and new educational paradigms and pedagogical engineering becomes more important than in the past. Also, being a student is not seen nowadays as a transition in a life stage, but it's seen as a period on its own with its own values. Therefore, we should rethink the student journey in the university and augment the participation to university governance. Students are also more and more expecting a return on their investment. First of all, a societal return on investment, but also a personal return on their investment in a competitive graduate job market. So this forces the university leaders to make a statement, and a clear statement, about the vision of the institute and its identity. They also should, in my opinion, adopt some business views. Not too much, but still a few. A few of them, like customer benefit, customer centricity, and provider characteristics. Internationalization. Well, not so long ago, it was the university that had to push students to go outside to other countries and to stimulate outgoing mobility. But nowadays, the demand is very high from the students themselves, and in some cases, even compulsory to obtain the diploma. So that actually poses the challenge of structuring the offer for mobility, internships, and double diploma setups. Every university has to develop its identity, and hence, for me, the educational programs should be very diversified from institute to institute. Nevertheless, they should fit into an overall structuring framework in order to ensure comparability and transparency. For Europe, and maybe outside Europe also, I advocate full conformity to the Bologna framework and its spirit. A second challenging is linking estates strategy and the students. Infrastructure and the evolution of the estate should not be thought of as a cost only, but rather as an asset. It should be aligned with the vision of the institute, and it is of extremely high academic importance. What we see nowadays, for example, is that libraries are transformed to social meeting places for group studying, and they are associated to do spaces like a Fab Lab and free access to computer facilities. Investment in the estate of the university should be done by rethinking the student life support. Learning and innovation centers are being made, and they replace libraries with multiple functions. For example, they could be a living lab where the student is confronted with the newest educational technology. An obvious challenge now is technology, digital innovation, that actually forces a shift from knowledge towards learn-to-learn paradigms and soft skills. There are a lot of bullets here, but I will only take one to discuss. It's clear that machines have taken over hard labor. Robots, drones, smart cars conquer the world of mobility, and deep learning and artificial intelligence will be competitive with brain work. They will augment brain work, but they will also be competitive with it. So this forces universities to have a proactive attitude to learning and teaching. And I think that education should be a permanent preoccupation of university leaders, because we are all in agreement that education is the key to a successful future. The quintuple helix model is underlying all aspects of university governance. Let me explain that. On the right-hand side of the graph here of the PDF slide, you see the triple helix model, which is usually brought forward when we speak about knowledge and technology transfer. There should be a synergy between university, industry, government to have such a successful transfer. And the goal was actually that every of the three components gets out of its box and that there is an overlap so that the bridge is actually there to make a symbiosis between the three worlds. Well, recently the triple helix model has been augmented with the citizen, the civil society, but also the environment, which brings us to a quintuple helix model. My point is that this quintuple helix model is not only valid for technology and knowledge transfer, but will be valid for the whole institutional ecosystem, including education, research, and all the other duties of the university. Another challenge is operating in a global context. We used to say that students, when they graduate, should be able to act locally, but on a global scale. I would add to that now, they should be able to act globally on a global scale. Think about techniques and technology like virtual presence and virtual twins, which will support that. As I said before, the internationalization push has become an internationalization demand from students. So we should continue to structure the university offer, the partnerships, and extend the quality assessment to the international network. Another challenge is also multilingualism beyond English. Globalization also induces new risk, so university leaders should look into risk identification, mitigation, and management. Multidisciplinarity and multicultural skills should be brought into the educational paradigms and learning outcomes. It is also a duty, a social duty, to show some solidarity and to act hands-on towards developing countries. I think about decolonizing dialogues, innovation based on local resources, and the coaching from community services, which are generally well developed in developing countries, think about agriculture, for example, towards participation in real economy. And of course, the Sustainable Development Goals should be brought into educational units and modules, and that occurs primarily on demand of the students. Retaining the best talents and recruiting them, of course, involves more than prestige only. Undoubtedly, there is a war for talent and there is a necessity of collaboration, as shown in the figure in this slide. Attracting the best is a challenge in the recruitment policy, and anchoring of the talent is a challenge of the human resource department. More and more, we will actually be judged on the quality of our network. Rising costs and funding, and as a consequence, increased societal expectations is another challenge. Costs are increasing faster than inflation, and so the society wants a return on investment and wants to be paid back in some way. Blue sky research and impact creation are both part of a modern university. And the symbiosis between both was, for example, clearly visible in the COVID pandemic, in solving the COVID pandemic. We should also be prepared to acquire structural private sector co-investment in education. This is the case, for example, in France for engineering, in the United States, less in Europe. Why should we be prepared? Because I think that the government will not subsidize even public universities 100% in the future. Extremely important is being in control of the environment I just sketched, which is wider and which involves more diverse stakeholders. Why is being in control so important? Well, because it's the essence of getting an institutional accreditation. In an accreditation process, it is checked that all processes and their quality should be in control to the benefit of the students. Why is it becoming more difficult to be in control? Well, because of these fuzzy boundaries of the universities with the environment. The university is not an institute on its own anymore, but becomes an ecosystem together with the environment and the international partners. I would like to draw your attention that we lost some monopolies also. There is digital access to all now, and research and innovation goes on also outside of the university. For example, the individual citizen. Should we provide support and guidance to them too? Lifelong learning and training is, broadly speaking, in the hands of the private sector in Europe. I think we should actually take a position in that aspect in lifelong learning too. Fundamental research is a unique selling point of a university, but it is also moving towards some industry. So join them. Making research sustainable is not a new challenge, okay? It's existing already for many years. But we should continue to ask for generic funding channels for fundamental research that allow us to make our own university research policy. And on top of that, the government can then have special incentives for thematic programs for which they actually are setting the agendas. Research for all, that is typically for a university, and tech transfer for the ones who want, but then also a reward system for those that actually are active in knowledge and technology transfer. Another challenge is making technology transfer and value creation international. On top of this slide, you see the classical relation from university to university in an international context, and the new approach will more and more grow towards bringing one university with its ecosystem in contact with another university, also with its own context and its own ecosystem. We did some experiments, Belgium, China, in the USIP project on that. Unfortunately, we were not able to structure the efforts and to give a certain continuity to the USIP program after the funding stopped. But we found some interesting things. On the left-hand side, you see again two universities with their ecosystem brought into contact. We see the university to university relations. These are classical. And also the industry has its own channels to collaborate, for example, through the international trade offices. But new is actually the cross arrows. The Belgian university, in this case, working together with the ecosystem in China, and the Chinese university working together with the ecosystem in Belgium. We could develop several interesting cases, actually, and even a joint venture with this model. So here is an important challenge for the university. There is actually a gap that could be filled in by the university networks. Autonomy and the dialogue with societal actors. I think we all agree that both are necessary, but there is a risk. The intense collaboration with societal actors might in the long run lead to a loss of autonomy of the university. And so it's a challenge to the university leadership to take that into account and to be very attentive to keep the autonomy of the university governance. A few bullets with respect to autonomy versus the dialogue with societal actors. Never surrender to intimidation. I think the freedom of speech is essential for a university. Working together with institutes worldwide does not mean that the university necessarily works together with the political regime of that institute. Geopolitics has a tendency to grow as a guideline for university partnership. I think this is not a correct way of seeing things. Geopolitics is a discipline and a research domain, but will not provide guidelines for university partnerships. Ethics. Well, ethics are important, but again, I think we should be careful because they can mitigate, they can actually limit the freedom to act. So a balance is needed. For me, ethical committees should advise academics in the usage of their academic freedom, but not limit them in any way. Finally, some overarching and concluding remarks. University challenges and opportunities are becoming more and more institutional. Never forget unique selling points: moral authority, independence of state and church, and the unique selling point of fundamental research. Students will all have to be entrepreneurial, loaded with soft skills and competencies. The international network will gradually take over some shared university functions. University governance challenge, opportunities, responsibilities are extending far beyond the boundaries of the university. And important is an equilibrium between autonomy versus societal participation. Finally, priority settings and how to implement these challenges are falling outside of the scope of this keynote, but they are open for debate. I hope you found some interesting new things in my list of challenges and opportunities. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Professor Jan Cornelis, for your excellent presentation and video and speech. And I'm sure that this speech has given us new thoughts, ideas, and of course, a broad picture of the challenges in terms of university governance and academic leadership in this globalized world. So, for the participants, please, if you have any questions, comments, remarks, so please remember we have at your disposal this channel Padlet to do so. So Professor Jan will take the time to reply through this channel. So you can find the link in the chat box. So I hope one of my colleagues can help me to share the link of the Padlet if they haven't done it yet. But meanwhile, so now it's time to move to our next agenda point, which is the breakout rooms discussion. This is very interesting activity that we have planned for today. So some of you already communicated with us about your preference for the breakout room topic. We have for the others, you will be automatically assigned to a breakout room to discuss the corresponding topic and a set of questions that we have regarding that particular topic. So please notice that to ensure the quality of the discussion, you will not be able to change breakout room in between. So we would like to encourage you to stay in the breakout room that you have been selected. We will have 30 minutes in total for this agenda point, for this discussion. So be aware of the time. We hope that's plenty of time to also come out with some conclusions in the end, because in each group has to select or elect a representative to present the results of this discussion. He or she will have around 5 minutes to present us that part. And this is very important for the MOOC learners and participants. As a reward, the representative of the each breakout room will be granted with a proof of participation, but also it covers 3 points in one of the discussion forums of the LEAD2 MOOC. So we hope also that's gonna encourage you to take the initiative and be the representative of your group. My colleagues and I will be there, of course, with you to help to facilitate the discussion. So let's start with the breakout room now, and we'll see each other again in the main room in about 30 minutes. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Hello.
sir.
Hello. I can see here Professor Chansu. I can see here Andre Lobo. My colleague, of course, Dimitrios Champris, that's gonna help us
Hello.
a lot for today's meeting. Deborah Arnola, Arnold, she's been very active with us. So thank you so much. And other members I see, Valentin, Eugene, uh, Hi or Ajay. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the names. Trong as well, I can see, and Dr. Muntasir. Pardon, I'm sorry. So welcome everyone to this breakout room. So the main goal of this breakout room is actually to discuss some topics that we have prepared for today. So it's about young academic leaders and leadership. So Dimitrios Champis and we will share a link through the chat box. So you can actually, let's see, I think, yes, Dimitri already has sent us those links. So I'm going to invite you all, please, first of all, try to open this link, but also Dimitrios can also help us to, I think, maybe to share the screen of the Word document in case someone cannot have access to this to the link, but hopefully you all can see. Okay, I'm seeing right now there are some people already entering to the document. I can see Dimitrios, I can see I think it's Professor Sue. So I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to open this link so you can see the questions that we have prepared for today. Okay, perfect. Now I see more people are joining us. Okay, perfect. So either way, so you can have access to the set of questions and topic through the link that we share with you through the chat box, or with the screen share, you can have it and you can see. So the main idea is that we would like to discuss this question about young academic leaders and academic leaders and leadership itself. So we have prepared 4 questions actually. So what's your opinion about the meaning or what is for you young academic leadership, but also who are young academic leaders, how we define those, also what can be the motivations for young academics to act as a leaders in university governance and practices processes, and finally how can young academic leaders be involved either directly or indirectly in university governance processes and practice. So that's the questions that we would like to discuss today, and Dimitrios is going to help us to type some tops, but if you feel free, please, to also to comment, to discuss a little bit with us, or type directly your perceptions about this set of questions. If you would like to discuss something, feel free. You can turn on your a microphone, and we can actually start with these questions. Let's start with the first one. What is young academic leadership? So, what do you think was the aspects that we should consider in order to define or to find a meaning of young academic leadership?
Yes, good morning, everybody. Yeah, we would like to hear. So, for as we mentioned in general earlier, we want to enhance capacities of academic leadership, including senior, mid-level, and young academic leaders. So, what is young academic leadership according to you? For example, is young academic leadership related to someone younger than 30, younger than 20, or someone who have, for example, less experience, maybe less than 2 years, less than 5 years?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Andre?
Do we have to raise our hands to participate, or can we talk like whenever we?
Yeah, exactly. So we have all of those channels. We can discuss right now. That's one of the ways. But if you feel like, I don't know, shy or something, and you prefer to type it, you can also type it. But yes, you are welcome to discuss with us. So yes, Andre,
Can I?
we'll be happy to listen or hear your input.
I believe that young academic leadership. I don't believe it's about the age, but about the way that we do the things that we want to. For instance, I believe that the young academic leadership, it's not like a thing that you born with it. You can work some aspects, or you can try to make some workshops like this one, and try to get involved in these topics that are so important, I believe.
Thank you so much, Andre. Yes, so that's one of the actually discussions or perspectives about today's definition of young academic leadership, our leaders. I would like to see maybe some of you also have any other comments or questions regarding this topic, or also what Andre just has told us.
I'd just like to say that I'm very glad that Andre raised that question of age, because that was the comment that I was going to make as well. That it's a question of stage in career rather than age. And I think if we take this lifelong learning perspective, then you can have people coming into academia who are older, but who still don't have that that experience. So that's really what I wanted to just reinforce there. But there are, I think, then differences to take into account, that very young, let's say early career researchers will need to develop a certain skill set that perhaps those later people coming into academia will already have, but they won't have that inside knowledge of what it's like to live, work and lead in academia.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Deborah, for your input, and also Andre as well. Yes, of course, I think it's of course related. Also, the skills and competences and knowledge that we develop through the life are correlated in certain way with just accumulation. So as older you are, you perhaps develop more those skills and competencies, but doesn't necessarily mean that young people actually, or certain age, you cannot develop those skills. So thank you so much. Do we have any other, maybe others? Okay, Professor Su mentioned about the age, but also about the experience. So maybe some of you would like to share another, your perceptions about this question about what is, or okay, just in terms of experiences, age, the young academic leadership mean. Okay, so let's leave it for now. See, maybe you have other thoughts or remarks. Remember, if you feel shy talking here, feel free just to type directly either to the chat box as well, or the chat box or the comment bar, and also through the document. So let's see the second question. It says, okay, who are young academic leaders? I think it's pretty much very related what we've been discussing. So, but let's go a little bit more into the details. What we think, who are. So the first picture when you think about a academic leader is what you imagine. Who are those people?
Can I talk?
Yes, for sure. Please,
Sorry.
Andres. So tell us what you think.
I believe that there's like no profile for a good leader, um, because what can work for me, what I see in a good leader, can be different for what, for instance, you, David, see in a good leader. So there's like I believe that there's no profile for there, because that's that differs on the instance, that the situation that we are looking at.
Exactly. Thank you so much. I don't
I
know
don't
if I
I
can
Sorry, I don't
summarize
know.
what. Yes.
Yes, sorry, I don't know if that was the question, or if I
Yes,
am
yes, definitely, definitely.
okay.
I think if I get what you just told us is basically a leader can be also a person that is in the right moment, in the right context, and at the right time. So anyone can have this opportunity, or exercise this role, because it's
Exactly.
not a matter of uh, uh,
There's not like a profile, like you
exactly,
have to wear jeans, you have to wear
exactly. You just have to
I
have
don't
the
know,
opportunity.
you have to be like funny. No, you have to be yourself. You have to try to adapt and adjust at the situation, I believe.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I
You're welcome.
saw as well Eugene also raise the hand. So I would like to open the microphone for you. So please tell us what you think or what you would like to share. And I also want to open some thoughts from the chat. Okay. So yes, Eugene.
Sorry, thank you very much for that. For me, young academic leaders are the ones who are game changers. They are not the traditional leaders. They are the catalyst of change that is actually considered the young academic leaders of today. So that is my perception. And that's all.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, it's very concise but very pertinent for this discussion. And I see also more people, Dr. Muntasir Mohammed, I think would like to say something. So please feel free to share your thoughts.
Hello, everybody. I come from Sudan to the University of Jazeera Faculty of Art and Human Sciences, the assistant professor at applied linguistics. So this is an effort. It counts to me an opportunity to share my ideas, to those people who have scholarships and scientists. Firstly, so if you would like to add the new ideas for the leaders of the education, surely successful leaders in any industry recognize of the importance providing development also all this need career the opportunities and available of the professional actually so they deserve to take up the leadership the role of their one and this helps to our organization strengths and expand growth for candidates and leadership positions and allowing to steps of progress in their careers, their current ways. All these things maybe also the communication also maybe give the leaders to be in the future the first. So the executives, all these things face their in the same times as the careers. So strategic planning also is one idea that full or give us an effort or interactive to be leaders in future. So also I think it's not all, but change of management. Actually, it's one of the very important areas for people who want to do leaders. And great thanks and appreciate your great efforts for giving this chance or opportunity to share my ideas. So I send my ideas from Sudan to the University of Governance, and I ask you to go ahead and appreciate that works, effort doing this work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. No, actually, the thank yous is for you for participating, being an active member of this session, and yes, especially what you mentioned. Yes, communication is actually one of our main aspects or core because I think yes, you can be a leader, but you also have to have this communication and transversal skills to transfer that attitude or that role. So thank you so much. I also see that Ahai Shinde is also raising his hand. So please feel free to comment and share us your thoughts and ideas.
Yes, sir. Academic leader is the one who comes with solution for your every problems and one who raise your voice in your difficult situations.
Okay, thank you so much. We are taking those inputs and your thoughts into the Word document. That's gonna help us a lot to socialize the information. I think yes, solutions is actually problem solving skills. I think it's for sure one of the main characteristics of leaders and leadership itself. Now let's see if I also would like to just to mention what someone shared us. You can see it on the chat box, but I want to give the voice of Trunk. Has shared us some concise comment as well. So it's saying the first is academic property. I guess he or she's referring about the first question. Then the second is young. Two of properties is one man with leadership inside. So thank you so much also for your comment. So I would like to also open a little bit the discussion for the third question, which is about what can be those drivers, those motivations for young academics to act as a leader in a university governance practices and process. What do you think it's those aspects that drives or motivates the academics leaders in a higher education context and for university governance? Okay, I had see a lot of hands, so I'm gonna start again with Andre. Andre would like to
Or
say something about this.
I would like to make another input related with the previous question.
Yeah.
I believe that also in the no profile of the leader that I believe, we have to somehow inspire someone.
Yes,
Inspire
it's
that
relationship. Yes, exactly.
we have to inspire someone, and if we inspire someone, they maybe will look at us with another perspective, I believe.
Okay, thank you so much, Andre. Yes, I'm seeing also Muntasir also is raising his hand. So please say you can unmute and you can share us your thoughts.
So thank you very much to give me the second chance or opportunity to ask you question now. So for many leaders in higher educations are becoming a dean academics department, chairs or generals means more times and meetings and least times doing. So is the intellectual clarity, it is a play major roles in this area?
Okay, so I think that's a question, a very important question, and I don't know if there is specific answer for that question, but I would like to hear from others and maybe see if they have any ideas that help us to solve this or to further discuss this topic and this question. So I'm also seeing Eugene. Eugene also wants to say something. So please feel free to join us and comment.
Thank you very much for that once again. For me, what motivates a leader or a young leader in the academic settings is that we should support them as the one who are pioneers. For example, if we are principals or deans or coordinators or heads, we should support the idea of those who are young because it motivates them. We should not compete with them that they have that they are an enemy or a competition. So support is very, very important. We should nourish their knowledge and skills and ideas. And in short, we should honor diversity, whether they are young, depending on their age or background. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Eugene. I also see, let's see, someone else. It's raising their hands. No, okay. So I just would like to stress this. Yes, actually, it goes in line what Andre, Muntasir, and Eugene tell us. This basically the leadership or the motivators of a leader can be, for example, actually the followers or not the
So,
followers. It's just
improving
basically this
your
relation.
educational leadership skills, it is the very important to gain us in the future to be the leaders in a higher education, transform this our institutions views as you now to show us what about your university of current leads. So also educational organization calling the coursework combine and connections of faculty members of a follow for education students help prepare leaders to develop and plan to make the decisions and to set their institution for a long-term success. Surely it is the last point I would like to share my ideas to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mutarcires, again for your input as well. It's been very valuable, and we are also gonna share those during our presentation session with all of the rest of the groups. I would like to ask Dimitrius because I couldn't see how are we are with in terms of time. Um, I don't remember what time we joined here. Let's see. But meanwhile, let's just move to the last question.
Sorry, I would like to add a thing here. Is it possible?
Yes, for sure, Andre. So please share us what you have
I
in
don't
mind.
I don't know if my colleagues agree with me in this topic that I'm going to talk about, but I believe that sometimes we should think about what are the really motivations and what should be the really motivations. I don't know if I'm being clear. For instance, I believe that sometimes, not every time, but sometimes some people some people try to make a leadership in the university just like to gain something, and I don't believe that that shouldn't be our motivation in this topic. It should be like a different thing. I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
Let's hear the others. Maybe they have they shared your ideas or no. I think you are talking about external motivators or external drivers for leaders. So let's open the discussion about that. I don't know if any one of you want to share any any comment or idea about this.
Yes, I think it's important to also to hear, yes, motivation is that because they want to get status, if they want to have incentives or maybe other types of motivations.
Yes, and I believe
So
that,
what would
yes.
it for you? Yes, I think, yeah, that would be interesting to discuss for yourself or from your colleagues, whether this motivation is more like status or incentive or more internal motivation. Yeah, and I see one hand maybe.
Yeah, we are seeing here right now, Deborah. I think she wants to participate. So please.
Thank you. Yeah, on this question of motivation, I think Professor Zhu said it perfectly. It's distinguishing between the intrinsic and the extrinsic motivation. The intrinsic internal motivation could be a desire to be one of these change makers. And then the extrinsic motivation more in terms of career advancement. I think really linked to this is the question of recognition at the institutional level and the wider level, that if you look at a lot of academic leadership, it can often turn into more management related tasks, which are thankless and which are not really under what we would consider to be the banner of actual leadership. But then if that's not recognized within the institution, then it actually gets very, very frustrating, and it becomes an administrative task that people do for 2 or 3 years and then move on to something. I'm thinking especially on the teaching side of academic leadership, which again, if we put this in the context of the young academic leaders, it can take the focus away from the research demands which are put on them. So I think we get tensions there that need to be resolved. And then coming back to this question of recognition, how does the institution recognize such and foster and develop and what's the word? Nurture that leadership, which brings the connection with the governance side.
Exactly.
I hope that was clear.
Yep, thank you so much. Yes, I think it's also finding these connections and distinguish between all of those motivators. I don't see like a one or the other. It's good or bad. It's just actually to be aware that we have the different drivers, and academic leader is also under this pressure of the recognition, for example. So it needs a little bit of also this external motivators to continue, but also its own drivers from inside. So I think that's very important and very pertinent for this discussion. And that's actually would like to introduce the last question as well, because we are talking about here the role or the actions, and how can a young academic leader be involved either directly or indirectly in university governance processes and practices, because we are talking here, yes, okay, what can be those specific actions or ideas directly or indirectly. So I see, I think, again, two participants here. I think Andre also would like to share us something about this last question. And also after that, I'm going to give the words to Deborah.
Okay. I think that the university governance should bring up the academic leaders, the young academic leaders, in order to look what they want to. Sorry.
I know, Andre. I think it's because someone opened his microphone, so we couldn't hear you for a couple of seconds. So could you please just repeat the last part? I think it was just that.
Okay, I'm sorry. University should bring leaders so to know their what they want to do. In instance, for example, they somehow kind of represent a person or a group of people, so they have an important role, and they should bring up to the, for instance, pedagogical reunions, like something more formal, to be listened.
Thank you so much. Yes, I think you are talking about, yes, like representing these finally these people that are follow
Yes,
him or follow her. So I think that can be one of the ways to participate. And
they somehow kind of speak for the others, because not everyone has the power to go ahead and talk their ideas, and sometimes we need a speaker to express our ideas, and that's important.
perfect. Yes, we will see. Maybe someone else would like to share something. Meanwhile, I would like to bring the attention. I don't know if maybe we can connect these last questions with the Professor Jan Cornelis' speech. He was talking about actually that, about the role and how leaders, academic leaders, can develop, enhance, and foster, for example, internationalization, mobility, research as well. Let's see, maybe. Please don't be shy. If you have any comment, we would love to hear. I think Eugene, there you go. Eugene, you are raising your hand, so please feel free to join us and tell us what you think.
For me, we should involve them in decision making because they are very, very good with new ideas, of course, with research, with the things that is happening around us. Of course, some of our knowledge are already obsolete, and these youngsters have a creative mind. But of course, we should check on their ideas first before we implement them when it comes to governance. That is for me the things that we can do to support or involve them. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Before, I think we just have 1 minute left. I would like to continue here because this is a very productive session. I really like what we have discussed today, but we have just 1 minute left, and we still have to elect one representative or elect someone to present what we have discussed today. So I would like to ask if anyone can want to volunteer to present what we have discussed.
Hi everyone, welcome to this group, and I'm a second facilitator. John Cloud, our colleagues, will moderate this section. But before we start, may I ask everyone to turn on the camera? So we just have 9 or 10 participants in this group, so we would like to see you all. And this is the interactive section, so I think it would be nice if we can see each other in this group, and maybe we can capture one or two photos together. What do you think? Now we see that in our group we have Mr. Hadi, Haji, Fahim Aslam, Chie Ji, Summer, Laser, Lorena, Sarah. Yeah. So now we have 9. Could you kindly turn on the camera so we can know each other and we can take a photo together, please? Okay, Lawrence, nice to see you.
It's a bit dark by me because it's about 6 o'clock in the morning in the Caribbean.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. It's no problem. Thank you, Liza, for the support. We see you, and Hadi, we see you as well. So, Fahim Aslam, is it possible for you to turn on the camera a bit? And also, who else? G who? We don't see you. Okay, I see you, Fahim. Great. And Saurabh Bahandari, we don't see you. Is it possible for you to turn on the camera a bit? Our group is quite small, huh? We just have 9 participants together. So yeah. Yeah, we see you. Thank you. Perfect. I'm gonna take a photo here for all of us so we can see each other. Just a bit. All right. Let me take the photo of our group. Ready? 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. So now, Jean-Claude, the floor is yours, please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone from Brussels. I'm so happy to see you here today. So welcome to this Breakout Room 2. As a reminder, we would like to ask one presenter who would present later after this 30-minute activity. So I would like to ask anyone from this group who would like to volunteer to present later. If someone here is following the MOOC course, the advantage of being the presenter is that you will get 2 extra points, which you can later assign to which module you would like to use the score to improve your score. And yeah, so I'd like to ask someone, a presenter, and to ease a bit the tension, maybe is we can also ask someone to assist.
Yes, so, I just have one remark for Jean-Claude. Everyone, so we would like to invite you who can volunteer to support as a representative of our group. It could be more than 1 representative, and you can share to present this presentation. And if you are an active MOOC learner, you can have extra points for the course. But if not, you can receive another certificate of this event. Like everyone will receive the proof of participation, but for the representatives, they will receive the proof of contributions. So you not only participate to this workshop, but you also contribute as a representative. Yeah, so just one remark, John.
Okay, so do I have to call someone or someone can volunteer?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I would be happy to do that, but in one case, because internet connection in Iraq and specifically in Kurdistan region is very bad. And if you remember at the beginning of the workshop, I apologize that I would not be able to open my camera. So usually I got disconnected. Otherwise, I would be very happy, despite the other points, to be the representative of the group and to present to the others. So this is my case. I'm ready, but I don't know whether if I got disconnected, there must be someone else to deliver the speech instead of me.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Otherwise, you can select someone else.
Yeah, that's also possible. So I think we need someone to assist Hadi, I think. Anyone from the group? Lorraine or Liza, for example? Fahim? Yeah. Maybe Summer?
But
or maybe I will be alone.
So I have to be the evaluator to the Hadi?
No, you just have to assist him because he may have internet problem or internet disruption later, and he will not be able to present it. So what you have to do is just a backup or how do you call this one? Just to assist him.
Yeah, for this presentation. So in case like Hadi could not access to the internet or there is internet corruption, maybe you can support for the presentation. But from what I observe now, Hadi, the internet works well. So I hope there is no problem at all when we present the result. Yeah.
So far, it is good.
But in the worst case, you can always turn off your camera to have a stable connection. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have Hadi and Summer.
I will not it down.
I want to make the final confirmation. So I'm only going to be responsible for the evaluation for Hadi, right? It's not going to be the group representative, right? It's not that one.
You can help Hadi maybe in presenting, like for example, summarizing all the things that we will be discussing today.
Do I have to present in the bigger group afterwards?
Yeah, later. In case that Hadi, in case Hadi cannot make it.
Just in case Hadi could not make it, Summer. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so we will not. Okay, so we will just go immediately to the goal of this activity. So what we're going to do today is we're going to discuss and provide answers to these 3 questions. And later, Hadi and Summer will represent to the bigger forum and report the summary of what we have discussed. So the first question is, what are the essential competencies and characteristics of a young leader, of a young academic leader should possess? So yeah, so what should be the essential competencies and characteristics of a young academic leader?
Hi, I think one of them should be interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
You should be able to interact with people and convince them of your vision.
Yeah. Okay, so Lorraine.
Interpersonal.
Okay, interpersonal skill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Okay, so according to Lorraine, it's interpersonal skill. Next, maybe from Liza, what do you think a young academic leader should possess?
For me, I want to share one idea because I just listened to the
Liza?
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Here from the Philippines.
Yeah. Hello.
I think the characteristics of a young academic leader should possess is a good listener.
Okay.
He or she should be a good listener.
Okay, a good listener. Okay, good.
I'm sorry for the background.
It's all right. It's already evening there. Or afternoon, I think. Okay.
Could you kindly elaborate a bit why a good listener is one of the most essential competencies? Can you elaborate it a bit, and I can take note for our group?
Liza, can you explain more why an essential trait is a good listener?
Pardon?
Can you explain more why a good listener is a good trait of a young academic leader?
Okay, because I said that as a good academic leader should should be a good listener, because I think that if a leader is a good listener, he or she could be more what do you call this? Empowered, in the sense that, for example, if I listen to my members if I'm in a group, if I listen to my members, we can create a good product.
Okay. Okay.
And
so, yep.
it is also an instrument for a good collaboration.
Okay. And also a harmonious relationship, probably.
That's right.
Okay. Good relationship. Okay, good. So let's have Fahim. Do you think there's an essential characteristic or a competency that that a young academic leader should have?
I think personally a young leader should be someone who's innovative, somebody who's thinking out of the box, and somebody who is charismatic as well, because people generally feel like young leaders are people who do not listen to them, and the whole people feel disrespected. So it should be somebody who's charismatic and able to combine two parties, like the elder population as well as the young population. So somebody is outspoken at the same time, very diplomatic.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, good. Okay,
John,
what about?
Can you summarize it? I'm gonna take.
And what about Jayi? Jayi, or okay, let's have maybe Saurabh. Okay. Maybe Lorraine, do you have something to add on?
Yes, I'm thinking they could be a good motivator.
Okay, good motivator, yeah.
So you would encourage others to buy into the goals of the group, and everybody would cooperate and achieve what they want to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. Okay, and anyone from the group would like to add something to question number 1?
I want to add one.
Yeah, okay.
Like I got the idea from the previous professor, Professor Zhang, or he shared a
CORNELIS
point. It's like act global on a global scale.
Okay, so someone that acts globally. Okay.
Can I add something?
Yeah. Okay, Hadi.
Well, I believe the most interesting competencies that our young academic leaders they should possess is to be a diverse leader and to have entrepreneurship ideas as well.
Okay.
Which I
Entrepreneurship
believe in my
ideas.
context, which is Kurdistan region, is we have a shortage in these two terms, in these two competencies. Because for diversity, we deal with different stuff. And for entrepreneurship, if I, as a leader, I don't have entrepreneurial like ideas, so how can I encourage, how can I motivate, how can I, for example, back up my staff to develop and to, for example, improve.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so you mentioned about diverse leadership skill and also the entrepreneurial leadership skill. And anyone?
Can I make a point? Can entrepreneurial idea be put together with innovator as a similar point?
Yeah, can also be, yeah. Entrepreneurial and innovative.
And an innovator.
Yeah.
Yeah, innovative, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so so far we have interpersonal skill. We have a leader that must be a good listening skill, innovative, charismatic, a good motivator, someone that acts globally, diverse leadership skill, and entrepreneurial leadership skills. Okay, so anyone?
Can I add here?
Sure.
I would add another one is the young academic leader should be a good information collector.
Okay.
Information guy. How to put all kinds of information together to combine like the society information and also like or different kinds of information, and then the leader can analyze what the information or the policy mean. Then that will point a direction of the leadership.
Okay, good.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, a leader should have a very good consolidation. I mean, a good leader should know how to consolidate information and also how to analyze them.
Right,
Okay.
and also the leader should be very sensitive to the policy and the information. Should be very sensitive.
Okay, and another one is sensitive to the information, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone?
A leader should also be decisive.
Okay, a leader should also be decisive. Okay.
Should not be hesitant.
I'm sorry?
Not be hesitant of what he or she should say, or
confident.
Confident.
Yes.
I like this one. Confident, yes.
Okay, so we have another one. Dr. Oyedokun. I don't know if I pronounce it right. Okay, do you have something to add on? Okay, so I think that's enough for the question number 1, and I think we can already proceed to the second question. Why should young academic leader have such competencies? Some already have been answered. Okay, so we can ask. Yeah, I think this is more of I think Kuyen, the question number 2 is somehow connected to question number 1, because some of our respondents have already explained about these skills. But I just want to highlight some things maybe. Like, for example, why do you think that academic leaders should have, I think that's, okay, what do we have here? Okay, so maybe some we can ask from Summer, because you mentioned earlier that a good leader should know how to act globally. So why do you think that this skill is important?
For me, it's like as a leader, if he or she holds this competence, he can promote a professional development system from a global scope.
Okay.
It would be beneficial to the teachers to absorb the most updated or advanced teaching methods,
okay,
assessment or technology. I think it's going to it can be linked to many aspects.
Okay, good.
Can I
yeah,
add
sure.
that they would reach a wider cross sections of persons, a wider target audience? So by knowing people's culture, you'd be able to reach them better. That
I'm
interaction
sorry.
of knowing people from all different parts of the world.
Okay, this is for the Act Globally, Lorraine, right?
Yes. It's like what I'm saying is that for somebody acting globally is by knowing about people's culture, so you'd reach a wider target audience of students and persons and get new ideas, etc.
Okay, this is also related to what you have mentioned earlier, sensitive to the information you gathered.
I think what she shared at this point is very good. It links me to remind to think about other things because each person is different. Like in a school, people, including like administration staff or students, all of us, we come from different, maybe different countries or like a different aspect, different districts. So if the leaders, he or she has this kind of characteristic, I think it's really good to meet all people, the different needs of the people.
Okay.
I agree totally.
Okay, so is there anything we can add here for the skills you have mentioned in question number 1 that you need to highlight or maybe to add something?
I believe relationship is one of the things that we haven't highlighted or we haven't mentioned. Having a good relationship with your staff, I believe, is going to motivate them and is going to, for example, it's going to build a very good and a team inside the institution that we are going to work in.
Okay, yeah, I agree. We can actually connect this one to interpersonal skill. And I think as a product of having interpersonal skill, you will probably have or certainly have a good relationship with your subordinates, right?
Can we come back?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think, yeah, we can already proceed to question number 3. Which leadership competencies and skills need to be enhanced? In your own opinion, which leadership competencies? Or yeah, what kind of, or maybe let's put it this way. In your experience, maybe what leadership skills need to be improved? Yeah, like for example, how can we say this one? Because these are already.
So do you mean from the ones that we have already mentioned?
You're on mute, Kuya.
Or based on personal experience.
The difference between these two questions is the first question is we talk about an ideal leaders, which competencies or characteristics they should possess. So an ideal leader in everyone's eyes. But for the final question is like in new context of higher education, which leadership competencies and skills need to be enhanced for academic leaders? I mean, there is capacity building. We are not talking about an ideal leader, but we need to talk about which competencies and skills need to be enhanced for academic leaders in general. This is for capacity building.
Yes, I'm thinking maybe a good motivator is very, very important because you need people, you need to work with people, through people and with people, and you need to motivate them, not just tell them what to do, but encourage them so they could buy into your vision, your goals of the institution and yourself itself. That sounds strange to me. Yourself, like your goals, their goals, and collaboration. Encourage collaboration. Encourage people to see the vision, not just tell them what to do. People like to be involved and like to be part of something.
So you mean we need to enhance collaborations?
I think also a good leader is a role model. So if the way he or she acts will reflect on how his or her members will also act. So it's a two-way process. So
yes,
I think yes, and I think that the mentioned characteristics above will be definitely I think vary in because we have diverse leaders, right? So if he is a good listener, maybe he's not a good motivator. So it depends on the leader itself. So we can't really say.
So in short,
So,
you meant that, yeah. Okay, go on.
And I think we can't really answer the question number 3 because it's really it really depends on the diverse characteristics of each leader.
So are you saying it depends on maybe the situation? Then you would be a leader depending on the situation of your followers. So the type of followers you have, you'd be the type of leader for them. So for example, if you have a group of people that can work well, you could be a democratic leader. So it all depends on the situation itself.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, and I think it's also what Liza has mentioned is also that the competencies are interconnected with each other for a leader to fully function. How do you call this one? To fully function his role as a leader. It's not only having one leadership skill, but should have multiple.
Hello. Okay. Hello everyone. Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome to our breakout room. I'm Yujie, and this is my colleague Aisen. We are facilitators of this room.
Hello everyone. Welcome.
Yeah. And this time, we have 30 minutes in total for the discussion part. Before starting the discussion, I think we'd better delegate a representative of our group. My colleague David already mentioned, our group need to elect a representative to present the results of the discussion. He or she will have 5 minutes for the presentation part. And as a reward, he or she will be granted with a proof of participation, which can cover 3 points in one of the discussion forums of the LEAD2 MOOCs. And this is a great opportunity to improve yourself and get the points in MOOC. So does anyone volunteer to be a representative of our group? If you want to be the volunteer, you can raise your hand or say something. Let me know. And if you in our part, if you actively participants in our meeting and discussion session today, you will receive a proof of attendance, which is reward 2 points in one of the discussion forum of the LEAD2 MOOCs. And if you are a delegate, which will give you 3 points instead of 2 points. Okay, so now does anyone volunteer? Okay, so maybe maybe let's delegate the facilitator Eisen as our representative. And now my colleague Eisen is going to share the link of the she has shared the link in the group chat box. You can edit directly on the shared Word document. And she also shared her screen, and everyone can see the specific update of the shared document. Now let's move to the shared document to start our discussion. I think now we still have 25 minutes to discuss the following 3 questions. I will control the time, so I feel sorry if I may interrupt your discussion later. Okay, so now let's start the first question. What are the challenges that you have encountered in your leadership career? Feel free to speak up or write down your ideas in the document. Now the floor is yours.
Can you all see my screen?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can open the microphone for discussion or write down your thinking in the document.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mhm. Yeah, thanks for your sharing. Changing resistance is most challenge from the Hannah Hammett team building. Yeah. Thanks, homemade. Yes, thanks, homemade. Thanks, Michelle, Google. Thank you very much for your sincere sharing. Yes, thanks a lot, Carly. That sounds very challenging. Is there any experience you want to share on this issue? I feel that we may have, maybe we only have 1 minute for this question, for the first question. Okay. Okay, due to the time limit, we have to move to the second question. You can see it in the document. Which strategies do you apply in your professional life to handle the challenges? And we look forward to your sharing and discussion on this issue.
To use the mindset, it is very an effective strategy. Thanks for sharing, Harry and Michelle. I have learned a lot. Know myself better. Yes, thanks for your sharing, Jinghan, Jennifer, Hongmei. Yeah, we can now see that there is a lot of content in the shared document. Thank you very much for sharing. Just feel free to speak up and continue your sharing. Thanks a lot, Jinghan. And thanks a lot, Hannah. It's very useful for our research question. It is about what are the ways of developing a personal growth path. And now I think you can write down your thinking about the search question. And we still have 10 minutes to talk about this question. Yeah, thanks a lot, Chamber. It's a very good point. Thanks, Kelly, Kate. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Now that we have a lot of views, you can continue to share. We still have 5 minutes.
Yeah, so this is the PDCA model.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a very useful model. Thanks for your sharing, Jinghan. It's very important to have a lot of high quality papers. Thanks for your sharing, Hannah. Collaboration and internationalization. Thanks, Michelle. This model is very helpful. Thanks, Jules. Yeah, in multi-levels is very important point. Thanks, Home.
At, not in, but
yeah.
at. I take it wrong.
Yeah, and I think will add your opinion in the shared document. Thanks a lot. And now we only have 1 minute. Thank you very much for sharing and contributing to this discussion part and our chat box and shared documents are very meaningful. And we all have learned a lot from yours, from you, and I believe our
Representative Eisen will give us a good presentation with the shared document. Thanks again for your participation. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think maybe just wait one moment, and we can go back to the main room to meet with our partners.
I try to save.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
saved.
That's fine. And I'm going to share in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, thanks for your work, Eisen.
Can you see the shared document? I have already shared, but
Yeah, I can see your screen, and it's okay. It's okay, I can see it.
and can everyone see the document in chat box?
In chat box?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, we can see it, Eisen.
Okay. I'm pasting one more time. It's okay. I have already shared with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for your participation.
Thanks a lot, Eisen. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, see you in main session. Take care.
Jihan, maybe you can see the document in the chat box.
I can see it. Jihan say.
Yeah.
Can you see it right now, Jinhan?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure where the chat box is. So is the chat box the place where I typed some words in?
Yes, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Welcome you all. Welcome to this breakout room session. And before we start, I would like to clarify to mention that again that later we will need a representative to on behalf of this room and to present the summary of our discussion. And the representative will be granted 3 points in total. Finally, for one of the discussion forum, and all the participants will normally will be granted 2 points. Okay, so before we start, I would like to know who wants to be the representative in the end to summarize.
I can summarize.
Great. Okay. So we have the representative already. Thank you. I will share the link in our chat now.
Thank you very much, Salome, for being our representative of the group.
Yeah. You're welcome.
To support you, you find now like in the chat that we have prepared a dedicated Word link that we can all work on now. So later on, you can use this as a reference for your presentation. Okay, I'm also going to share my screen with this shared Word document so we can go with the workflow. I hope you all can see it now.
Great, thank you, Zhengwen. Maybe you can zoom out the main page and so that everyone can see it clearly. Thank you. And everyone, I think you can also try the link in the chat to see if you can edit on it directly. If you have any questions, you can let me know. And later, if you cannot do that, I can also send you the Word file, and you can contribute in there. And after, you can share with me the Word document. And except for that, if you cannot edit, you can also input your ideas, in the chat. But it's better to add the question number before your answers. Thank you.
So now I think we can start with the first question that we are going to talk about. So the first question is, what are the main priorities and strategies of your university in terms of internationalization? So if you have any ideas, you can write directly under this section, or you can raise up your hand, and then we can invite you to speak.
Yeah, maybe we all need to look at the question to think about it a bit. Yeah, I will just give you 1 or 2 minutes. You can think about that to list your ideas.
Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. The first question is the main priorities and strategies of your university in terms of internationalization. Now, regarding this, I'm from Visakhapatnam, which is in the state of Andhra Pradesh in India. And we have a university, a state university by the name Andhra University here. Okay. And the main priorities of our university is mainly to ensure that almost all the students, not only in our state, but also out of our state, as well as international students, actually come and actually study over here. So it actually offers a wide variety of courses. And the strategies that our university employs is it actually advertises through the embassies, and we have many national as well as international universities. It also offers scholarships, and the main priorities is to offer quality education ultimately, so that's something which is reachable to all. The fees is affordable, and we have high quality staff also in our state university, which is Andhra University. Main priorities is so that education is available to all.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Salom.
Good afternoon. May I be next in the discussion?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Maria Angeles Sinusolango. You can call me Angie. I am the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs and Services of our university, a state university in the Philippines, in Mindanao. The first question really struck me because our university is leading towards internationalization. Our challenge right now is we don't have a lot of international students. And for us to be recognized as a state university in the country, we somehow need to have more campaign in inviting more foreign students, because in that way there's a very good intercultural communication with our students here in the Philippines. And the second one is our flagship as a state university is into science and technology, particularly engineering. So we are campaigning to be part of the Washington Accord so that our students, wherever they go, example, if they will be employed in other parts of the world, because we are affiliated with the Washington Accord, our students can still work and they don't need a lot of requirements so that they can work, have a job in other countries. Because, you know, we understand that in every field, example, if you're not affiliated to a particular accreditation, you need to go through with a lot of processes. But if ever your institution is somehow affiliated with international accords and affiliations, just like the Washington Accord, then that will be a big help to our graduates in the university. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay, if any other participant have some ideas to share, yeah, please.
Okay, Zhao, may I speak?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
Sorry.
I'm Mohammad Hassan from Pakistan. Professionally, I'm a secondary school teacher, but at the same time, I'm a student of. Yeah.
Please let.
Para ka mawala mo, liko din ka sa pikas, ako liko ko sa pikas. Familiar naman ka, no?
Dear participants, please, you can mute yourself after sharing. Thank
no,
you.
I think it's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Please go ahead, Mohammed. Sorry for that inconvenience.
Okay, it's okay. So I'm the student of MPhil program at Virtual University of Pakistan. Basically, it's an online education university. All the programs are offered online, like IT programs and social science programs. And finance and economics. It offers different scholarships to international students for online education. So in this way, we can connect with international students as well via learning management system. Our students connect with international students and discuss on different topics and fulfill different assignments of assigned by the university professors. So in this way, my university was. So if any question, you can ask.
Thank you for sharing, Mohammed. So what you suggested is that actually your university used the method of offering online education to access more international students, if I understood it right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon from India.
Good afternoon.
May I be the next to put some of the points here regarding internationalization at my university. I'm located in Rajasthan and working in a state private university as a dean of research. And as far as internationalization is concerned in our university, we have basically 3-point agenda. One is attracting students, international students to our ongoing program, degree program, undergrad and postgraduate and PhD programs. Second agenda is to have some twin program between the universities located abroad. And the third agenda is the research collaboration between our faculty and the faculty of our partner institutions. And basically we have 3 partner institutions, one in Japan, another in USA, and the third one is in Brno, University of Brno. So basically what we do in terms of internalization, we have one part that semester exchange program also. So in our undergrad degree program, we have a semester exchange where our students goes to the University of Nebraska, USA, and they study there. And the faculty member is also accompanying the students, a group of students there. So he is also
Sorry, Vinod, I think we might lose you now.
Maybe there's a connection problem. I think we can move on to the next one later if Vinod's connection.
No, we can't hear you. No. Okay.
Yeah, somewhere I think there was I was disconnected. So these are some of the things we are doing, and continuously regarding research, we have a lot of active collaborations, but those collaborations are not at the university level. They are basically the collaborations between the faculties at their individual levels. So they are exploring the research activities, doing a lot of joint publications. And some of the collaborative projects are also under the preparation, not exactly on the floor. So these are the things we do at our university. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your experience. I saw just now this Brian, Nicholas, you raised your hand as well. Would you like to share your opinions on this?
Yes. So I am also from the Philippines, from the same state university. In our university, we are preparing curricular programs that are at the same time will suit the needs of the international students, and then align it also with other partner institutions, especially those who are interested in forming dual degree programs with other universities. So that is one of our internationalization strategies. Dual degree programs with international universities, partners.
Okay. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you.
Given the time, maybe we can, I would propose maybe we can switch to the second question. So in your view, what factors in internationalization have influenced academic leadership and university governance?
May I begin, sir, ma'am?
Please.
All right, thank you for the chance. So I believe that internationalization really plays a vital role in terms of the kind of leadership skills that you would like to have. So for instance, since we're going to invite foreign students and we need to be affiliated with various international accreditations. The skill that I really also would love to learn is about linkaging, establishing networks, just like and starting with this group of beautiful and kind people. Because in having that kind of skill, how to establish rapport, how to communicate, how to reach out with different cultures, in that way, we can become interculturally intelligent in establishing networking and linkages with other reputable universities. And the other thing is, here in terms of leadership skills,
Sorry? I might have lost you again. Maria?
Maybe we can move on. Okay.
Shall I?
Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you so much. The factors in internationalization which have influenced the academic leadership and university governance in our state level university is we have many exchange programs. We have many memorandum of understanding with the various universities. Okay, and this has actually it has actually raised the bar of our university leadership as well as university governance. For example, we have our US Embassy at Hyderabad. Okay, so in this particular US Embassy at Hyderabad, it has actually entered into a memorandum of understanding with our state level university, which is Andhra University, and they are actually implementing cross-cultural programs through the US Embassy collaboration with Andhra University. So this is actually this is a kind of an internationalization wherein all international students are actually collaborated, and there's a lot of activities which are involved, and since there's a mediator, ultimately things would actually go smoothly. We have such kind of programs wherein the academic leadership as well as university governance is actually raising its bar.
Okay, thank you.
May I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you. So, as far as the impact of internationalization is concerned, I think that internationalization brings cultural competence and cultural understanding, and it enhances wisdom of students and as well as the academic leadership in a concerned university, and brings diversity in everything, like in research, in understanding, in collaboration, in everything, diversity comes. So in this way, it is fruitful for the entire system.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I saw the hands of Blessed Abject Bakboom. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name in the wrong way. So please, it's your turn. Blessed Abject Bakboom. Can you hear me? Unfortunately, we cannot hear you now. Maybe we can firstly give the floor to Solomon Tadele-Jambert, and later on we can go back to Blessed.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, currently I am a student, PhD student from Beijing Normal University. And before I came to become a PhD student, I was a position of my university from Ethiopia. And when come to the experience or the internationalization of academic leadership, the influence, actually our university have not that much linkage for other international universities, but I saw some memorandums from different universities, and especially in the around the international students that come and join this university, and they will learn their undergraduate, especially they come to different countries, especially the neighbor from around this in Ethiopia, especially from Somalia, Djibouti, and other countries. So the main thing what I want to speak here is that internationalization is give more different cross-cultural interactions. They develop cultural developments, and they can share knowledge and other basic things. And they can learn the way of different, when we talk about the other countries' leadership experience, and when they share, they can borrow strategies and from different well-known universities, and that creates maybe to be a good leadership in especially the academic way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Solomon. That's very interesting. Blessed, can you try this time? I can still see your hands raising up, but I cannot hear you.
Okay. If not, I think it's time for the third question, because we only have 10 minutes left.
Yes.
And Zhengwen, could you add the well-known university after leadership experience or the sharing? Because I think that is also important for internationalization. Yeah. Thank you.
Salame, you wanted to?
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead.
The kind of academic leadership skills which are needed in international cooperation in higher education. Basically, what I feel is the first skill would be the collaborative skill. Basically, the kind of inclusive capability should always be there. Basically, the LCF model, the leadership capability development model, that should be inherently be present ultimately for international cooperation in higher education. And then I also feel that all people at the higher level should be, since we are actually talking about higher education, we should be in a position to actually build up the next level of leaders. The next level of leaders should be there to actually take in the reins. That is a kind of a backup plan for everything. And then we should be in a position to also develop the intellectual curiosity among the staff as well as the students, since we are talking about higher education. Ultimately, all these together ultimately would make up a very good a leader ultimately at the higher level. And at the same time, I would also say the change ultimately is constant. So ultimately, change management also should be smooth. We shouldn't be dependent only on one leader. So ultimately, so the lower level should be properly groomed so that the change in leadership is actually very smooth. So ultimately, all these who are at the higher level should actually take care of, because after a term of 3 years or 5 years, ultimately when a leader goes, so ultimately it shouldn't be that as long as Salome is there, the university is running very well. But what happens ultimately when Salome leaves? So there should be a backup plan so that the next level leaders ultimately are actually trained, so that ultimately international cooperation continues. So these are all the academic leadership skills which are needed for the international cooperation. First of all, at the helm, we should have top level leaders to collaborate ultimately and creatively establish the university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those interesting inputs. And Maria?
Hello, yes. Hello?
Yes,
yes.
We hear you.
I would like to join the discussion. I would like to add research skills, because in research skills, we would know as leaders what's the basis why we are doing this. So there is like concrete data, there is an empirical evidence on why we are doing this as leaders. Second one is we need to, I agree with ma'am, the collaboration and teamwork, because there should be collaboration among international schools, just like in the ASEAN region. So in that way, we can link together and collaborate together, share best practices so that we can somehow reflect what could we do and what could we do better as a university. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to add some points here.
Yeah, please, Vinod.
Very basic skills I would like to mention here. For example, language. Because when you are collaborating with the foreign partners or institution abroad, you need to be very versatile in your expression. So language is one thing. Then you must have interest in the other cultures, so that it makes you interested, or it basically gives you a flavor of understanding the country, and maybe you are interested in going and visiting there, understanding their culture. So these are some of the very low level skills which will be always required for the leaders who are involved in the internationalization in any organization. The other academic skills usually which are there in the at the institutional level will also work at the for the international collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, indeed, exactly. It's very important for us to focus on the cross-cultural understanding and also language skills of the academic leaders, so that they can be more aware of the problems that international students may encounter.
Zhao, can I talk?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mohammed. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, my camera is off due to electricity has gone, so that okay. So I want to add a point here that apart from collaboration, we must know our challenges. If we don't know our challenges, we cannot go ahead. So we must first identify the challenges, what challenges we are going to face, and what challenges may come in the future. So in this way, we can work in a team, and in a collaboration, we can fight with these challenges, and we can build up a leadership, a good leadership.
Exactly. Indeed, I totally agree with you. Like, it's important for us to identify the challenges and for leaders to be able to take decisions. Thank you. And for the other participants, I don't know whether you want to contribute to any other questions. You can either comment in the comment chat bar, or you can speak up directly.
Thank you. It's okay. We can continue. Thank you. Another time.
Okay. So now we have how many minutes left? We have 30 seconds left. So we are almost there. Salome, this will be your part to summarize of what we have done before. So it's a real challenge for you. So you can see the document here at your disposition.
Yes. So hope it can be useful for you. Yes. Even I have made a note. You want me to summarize it now? How can you help me pronounce your name?
It's Zhongwen.
Zhongwen. Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to summarize it now?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just to make sure that you can make the presentation later on, because we will have a special session for you to present the results of what we have discussed here.
Yeah, we will present in the main room.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the main room, not this room. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We have very good achievement in this discussion. Yeah. Okay, I think the breakout room is gonna to closing soon. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Zhao and Jangwen, for coordinating the session. It was really wonderful. Yeah, so many things we could learn together, I think. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I also learned many things from you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for the
Thank you,
mutual
everyone. Thank
learning.
you.
And thanks to Salome anyway to take the challenge of presenting for all our. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
Good
very
luck
you
to
so
you.
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, let's return.
Okay. I see now everyone is join us back to the socialization of this part. So I hope you had a very productive, or I'm sure you had a very productive session in your discussion room. Now we are gonna watch a video to introduce the online knowledge base, which is a free online tool that puts together a lot of sources. So let's watch the video, and so then the representative of each group can start socializing what you have discussed in your rooms. Okay, so now let's see the video now.
Welcome to the homepage of the LEAD2 knowledge base. On the homepage, you can find the navigation menu, the slider, news and events, and recent publications. To continuously navigate through the website, you need to create a free account. There are two ways to create a free account. First, via the slider, and second, via the navigation menu. On the registration page, fill in the required information such as your username, a valid email address, secured password, first name, gender, and country of origin. You're also required to answer some questions before you submit your form. When everything is filled in, click Submit. You will then receive a notification of your registration on your email. Now, you have created your account, and you're also automatically logged in. To access the LEAD2 project's deliverables, such as the workshop material, training course material, videos, and publications, go to the navigation menu and choose the online referencing tool. On this page, you can find the category list on your right-hand side, and in the middle, the search button and the list of publications that are recently uploaded to the system. To search for an article, type the keyword of your search. For example, a title or a name of an author. The publications are also assigned by categories. This could be an easy way to narrow down your search. The LEAD2 Knowledge Base website is also a medium for LEAD2 community members to interact. The community can be accessed through the navigation menu. On this page, you can find the questions or even start a discussion. To start a discussion, click here, then Add Topic. Type a title of your topic such as a question or a headline. In the space provided, type your questions, embed a link, or insert media, then add topic. To respond to existing topics or questions, click the question, then type your response. Finalize it by clicking Add Reply. Part of the LEAD2 community called Padlet can also be accessed through the navigation menu. I hope that with this short tutorial, you will not find it difficult to navigate through the website.
Great, perfect. So thank you so much as well for this video. As we saw, the online knowledge base is a free online tool that puts together a lot of sources for you. So please feel free to join and enroll to the online knowledge base so you can start using and you can search for a lot of sources, stories, videos, academic publications. So also you can have access to the LEAD2 community and the Padlet. So thank you so much also for this video. So now let's listen to our representatives and for the to present the results of each breakout rooms discussion. So let's start in order. We have like 4 or 5 breakout rooms. So let's start with the first one. So can I ask the representative for room number 1, the one that I also was part of this room to socialize and present. Andre, please, what we have discussed in this room. So thank you so much. Now the floor is yours. So just be aware that we would like to, of course, go deeply, but also we have like around 5 minutes for do this presentation. So I really ask you for help in that sense.
Firstly, I would like to say good morning to the people that are listening to me. To the first question, we have some technical issues here. To the first question, that was what is young academic leadership? We discussed about it, and we believe that it's not about the age, but the things that we want. So it's more about the stage of your career. So it's not like you have to be 20 or you have to be 60 or you have to be. It's not like the number of the age. The leadership experience you have, it's important. And there is very cases of experience, but sometimes no experience in how to act as an academic leader. So in the next question, who are young academic leaders? So for instance, we discussed about it, and we believe that there are no profile for a good leader. Like, we don't have to wear something, we don't have to be like some, we don't have to be like someone. Okay, there's there are many skills that we have to consider, of course. So if you inspire someone, or if you have a good communication, you have soft skills that are important, or you have a good way to manage the problem, it's like a good ways to make to be a young academic leader. In the next question, what can be the motivations for young academics to act as leaders in university governance, practice, and process? So we believe that, and we talked about it, we believe that the young leaders need support for their institution in order to develop their job, their work, because it's like a thing that we need some support from our institution. Besides that, we have to distinguishing between the intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. And I would like to underline that the recognition is important. So, for instance, we have to understand what are the real motivations for the person that wants to become a leader. And the next question, how can young academic leaders be involved directly or indirectly in university governance process and practices? We believe that the university should bring up the young academic leaders. And why do we say that? We say that because we believe that they need to find some support in order to share the opinion of the people that we leader. So, for instance, we should get involved in academic reunions with the principal or with some people that are important in the university. And I believe that I'm finished.
Okay, perfect. Yes, thank you so much, Andre, for your presentation. So now I would like to invite the representative of the room number 2 about competencies for young academic leaders. Actually, it's very much related with we have discussed, especially in the second point or in the second question of our breakout room. So I think this is going to be very productive as well discussion. So who is the representative of this room? So please feel free to share what you have discussed in your room.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear David. And I again want to thank all the leaders, academic leaders, and my colleagues that we have here for that opportunity. So in brief, as you mentioned, within 5 minutes, inshallah, we are going to talk about what we have discussed in our group. So because the first question and the second question are interrelated, so I'm going to like mix and combine both questions together. First of all, the first competency that we have talked about, which we believe as a group, it is an essential characteristic for an ideal leader, is to have interpersonal skills, which is related to communication skills, which again, we have combined them to have a good relationship even with your staff. Because whenever you have a good communication skills and interpersonal skills, you as a leader, later on, this is going to affect your decisions. This is going to affect the communities, the parties, the institutions, all the other parties that you as a leader want to work with them or want to have a kind of relationship with them. And being a good listener, we believe, is one of the characteristics that an ideal leader must have, because each institution, specifically in higher education, we must work as a team. Otherwise, the product is not going to be the product that we put forward whenever we put our outcomes or like goals. So if you as a leader, if you are not a good listener, if you don't listen to your team members, at that time, I believe this is going to affect the way that your members is collaborating, is working together, and there, I believe you are going to be like a fruitless leader at that time. And motivation is one of the major concerns that we face, specifically, to be honest, in the region, in Iraq and Kurdistan region where I live, we lack this feature. Our leaders, they don't motivate us. So however hard you are working, however a hard researcher you are working, however, for example, you want to collaborate with the global universities, with the global institutions, but they don't motivate you to do that and to continue that, which again, at the end will demotivate your team. And that's why we believe it is a good characteristics for an ideal leader to have. Being updated and acting globally is very interesting, because for leaders, it's very important to be aware of the global community, what's going on globally, what's going on in the other universities, institutions, economics, and so on, even society. So you as a leader, I believe you have to be aware of all the things that are happening, either locally or globally. Even locally is very important. The other characteristic which I personally believe that is very important is for a leader to be a diverse leader, and a leader that he or she has entrepreneurial idea and skills. Because nowadays, if you don't have entrepreneurship skills, I believe you are not going to communicate with the global, with the other institutions, with the, for example, other parties that you may also like require funds, you may get funds from them. This is one idea. And diversity is very important, either for you as a leader to deal with the other leaders, and for you as a leader to deal with your team as well. And later on, you have to deliver that diversity skills and ideas to your teams. For example, the team is either a technical team, administrative team, or a teaching team inside the university. So for all of these types of teams, they must be aware of the diversity that exists between team members, and even for teachers at university between the students, which is very important, I believe. Another important characteristic is for a leader is to be informative, to have a good, for example, reading literacy. Reading literacy, I believe, is not only related to being able to read, but to have different interpretations for the knowledge, for the information that you as a leader, you acquire, and you have to explain them, you have to clarify them for your team members later on. And last but not least, which is again very important for a leader, is it is very important to be decisive and confident in his or her decisions whenever he or she wants to have a decision. As a result of the time limitation that we had in our breakout rooms, we could not talk about all the different competencies for other leaders to be enhanced, but we talked about collaboration skills, which is again somehow related to interpersonal skills to be developed, which some of our group members, they for example, they say that it depends on the situation and it depends on each individual leader, how he or how she looks at collaboration between himself as a leader and the other group members or the team members. That was all regarding our group. Hope that we can later on discuss that, or we can get benefit from each ideas from each members of the group. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. It's been very interesting what you have discussed in that room with our facilitators, Jean-Claude and Kujin. So thank you so much of all of you for your input. So now I would like to invite the representative for the next breakout room, number 3, about the challenges facing young academic leaders. So okay, now we are seeing they are sharing the screen, and I would like to invite a representative of this room to discuss with us or to share us what you have discussed.
Hello everyone, hello David, and I am the representative of Breakout Room 3. So I would love to briefly summarize the key points discussed in our breakout room. First, I would like to pass my thanks to all the participants in Breakout Room 3. They actively participated in each question through their valuable comments, and I'm here to just clearly summarize what has been discussed. In our breakout room, there were 3 questions which have expanded our views on challenges that young academic leaders face and the strategies they apply. And as a last question, we have answered the ways of developing personal growth path. As for the first question, there are 5 participants who gave their thoughts. They have seen difficulty in accepting change. Actually, this is the most important part which has been discussed in our group. And in addition to accepting change, social bias, fear, less recognition from seniors. And actually, this is another way which has been discussed by another participant. He has expressed that they don't have a trust on young academic leaders, especially the seniors. Seniors disregard some of the tasks, and so they are in between. They cannot know how to behave, how to handle these problems. And for the second question, the strategies to tackle these challenges, our participants represented their ideas. And the first one is to have an innovative mindset. And to be able to have an innovative mindset, you have to think out of the box, and you have to be dedicated to continuous improvement. So this helps people to share the idea and improve the engagement. And another one, another participants extended that he disregard the criticism. If he pays attention to the criticism, he cannot feel good. So he disregards. He doesn't mind their criticism because he believes that he does her job in a good way. And another one, maybe this can be a good a good strategy to tackle the main problem discussed in the first question, it is you need to have a good relation with your seniors. If you have a good relation with your senior leaders, you can overcome the first challenge of their disregarding you. And I really find this helpful for young academic leaders, actually. So in addition to that, if you have a good relation with academic and administrative people, it will work to overcome the challenges as well. And another strategy that can be used, a good example, you should try to be the first. You should be the example, and the others should follow you. And maybe last point I can mention here, a young leader should be an efficient project management, time management, and multitask management. And when I pass to the third question, for developing a personal growth path, our participants explained a lot of good strategies to grow personally. And the first one is, again, they are open to learn new things. So they are up to date, they are open to new things and different tools. And some of them follow online workshops, and some of them try to create a good network, because they think having a good network with especially international experts and mentors are important for collaboration and partnership. And another one added that be a good researcher by reading high quality papers. Will work to plan to grow personally. And one participant explained the strategy plan, do, check, and act just as a model, PDCA model, we can name it like that. You need to plan, then do it, and check if it works or not, and act accordingly. Oh, I cannot see my screen. And, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, another model we can say, one of our participants stated that you need to identify your goal. You need to make it tons, and then you need to revisit your plan. This is just similar to plan, do, check, and act model, actually. And so I can say for the third question, more attention is focused on networking, collaboration, and collaboration in not just in your institution. International, transnational collaboration will work to grow personally. And that's all for our breakout room. I would love to thank again for all participants. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Aysun Kaliskan, for your presentation. It seems that you had a very productive and intense, I would say, discussion there, because you not only talk about the challenges, but also providing some solutions. So that's very interesting. So now I would like to invite the representative of the last group, the breakout room number 4, about academic leadership and internationalization of higher education institutions. So the representative of breakout room is
it's myself, Salome.
Salome, welcome. So please share us what you have discussed in your breakout room. Now the time is yours.
Yeah, sure. Very good evening from India. My name is Salome, and I'm from Visakhapatnam, the city of destiny, from the state of Andhra Pradesh in India. And we had a very productive discussion with almost all the participants actively participating, as well as we also have a participant who couldn't participate. However, he has actually she has actually shared it in the chat, so I would also be presenting that. And so basically we had 3 questions to discuss. The first question is about the main priorities and strategies of your university in terms of internationalization. So also what we had discussed was basically, we have state universities, we also have central universities, and the main agenda would be providing education to all, as well as provide access to education to all, and offer scholarships, and offer more campaigns to attract foreign students, to attract national as well as international students, specifically in the area of engineering and arts as well as science. Then as well as collaborate for job opportunities, so that students can actually get jobs. Ultimately, the university would be better off placed in terms of ranking, and national as well as international students would ultimately want to actually study in that specific university. Then we also had some inputs wherein our esteemed colleagues have shared that today they have all online education. All the programs have actually transitioned towards online, and with main emphasis on finance as well as economics. And using research collaboration also, we can attract a lot of international students. And using semester exchange programs, we can actually attract a lot of students. And this is also one of the strategies, in fact, as or we can also prioritize them. And then we have various curriculums in the program list of various universities to fulfill the needs of both the national as well as international students. And the majority of the universities have now come up with dual degree programs. That is, at the end of their graduation as well as post-graduation, they are equipped with 2 different degrees, so that they are much better equipped when they actually pass out from the university. And this is, and as well as we also have some input from the University of the West Indies. They have agenda which includes institutional partnership, then new programs, then student mobility, then recruitment, then they have visiting professors, research partnerships, quality accreditation, external examinations, then study as well as travel grants, and institutional visits, co-supervision of students, staff and student mobility programs. So this is about the first question, my colleagues. Then coming to the second one, in your view, what factors in internationalization have influenced academic leadership and university governance? Now, we had a very productive discussion around this question also, wherein our colleagues have actually suggested that linkage as well as establishing networking is very important to me here, wherein we can actually network with regards to national as well as international studies and we can also have intercultural collaboration, wherein we can have inputs from various cultural backgrounds. Then we can also internationalize by having exchange programs, by developing into an understanding through signed agreements, that is the memorandum of understanding, through various MOUs. And then we can also raise the bar for international exchanges, so that the university ranking can be increased. Then we also have suggestions with regards to cross-cultural programs and taking out the best of all the cultures and using them in our university. And then basically research should be diversified. Research should be diversified, ultimately include all the points around and share the knowledge. And coming to the third very important question, what kind of academic leadership skills are needed in international cooperation in higher studies? first of all, it's about the collaborative skills. A very good amount of collaborative skills are necessary. And then change management is absolutely essential. What happens when a leader exits? We expect the same level of standards to actually be maintained over there. So ultimately ensure that the change is actually smooth. And we need to develop intellectual curiosity so that the research also is taken up to a higher level. The intellectual curiosity should be actually encouraged. Then strategic planning is also essential, and everything should be documented. Documentation is very, very essential. And then we should ensure that this is actually continued in the long run. And the main point is identify challenges. Every challenge needs to be identified as well as addressed and ultimately communicated. And then mainly every university is known for its research. So mainly research skills should be enhanced using all the available opportunities. And then we need to ensure that all the skills pertaining to science, arts, the management as well as engineering are ultimately collaborated. Okay. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much for you, Salome, for your presentation and also for the enthusiasm presenting this your discussion. It seems also that you have a very productive session in your breakout room, and you expressed us or shared us with us. So thank you so much. So I think we are about to conclude our session, but before that, of course, thank you so much for all of your inputs. But first, while I'm providing some closing remarks, I would like also to invite you to participate in a poll that is going to appear on your screen. So if you see that poll, please participate. It's going to help us a lot to improve and also to see what aspects can be strengthened for our next sessions. But also, I would like to ask you to stay for a little bit longer or for a moment, because we are going to take another group photo or picture. So I would like you to turn on your cameras again, because we would like to take a picture of the last minute of this session. If you cannot do it, it's okay, but we really appreciate for those that can turn off the camera and give us again a smile for this group photo. I mean, while I'm just gonna summarize a little bit of the points of what we have discussed today. So about the meaning of being a leader, I think it's clear that a lot of aspects are taken into account, such as not only the age, but also the experiences, your position and your role that you are experiencing there, but also the competencies and the skills that you have to develop, more interpersonal skills that are related to the people, such as being a good listener, communication skills. But also what we have discussed in the breakout room number 3, it's about the challenges and the solutions for that. So accepting changes, and the importance of the trust of young academic leaders. I think they are facing with that challenge. And the resolution skills as well. And in the breakout room number 4 as well, it was very interesting to hear all of the actions and the strategies that a leader can take in order to enhance internationalization, for example. So all of the strategies, the providing funding, research opportunities for those. So it's been a very helpful and productive session. I'm very happy to meet you all here. But the time is now, I think we are half an hour already over the limit. So I would like to thank you all. But first, I think Kujen is going to help us to take the last picture. And again, many thanks for all of the contributions for today's meeting.
Yes, thank you, David. As requested by Mr. Muhammad Hassan, we saw the message, and everyone, we can take a group photo before we close this event. So please have to turn on the camera one more time, and this time we have Mr. Muhammad to join us, so we don't miss anyone. So please, one more time. Group photo. Yes, nice. Let me count. 3, 2, 1. Wait, I need to close the chat. The second time. 3, 2, 1. And the second group, yeah, we have many participants. Now the second group. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Sorry, one more time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you so much, David. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Kuyen. So again, many thanks to all of you for your contribution, participation, and to join us for today's meeting. If you want to keep updated with the progress of the LEAD2 project, please follow our project website, as well as the social media platforms such as Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on LinkedIn, you can find us in YouTube channel, Bilibili as well in China, and of course the Padlet. So you have all of the links in the chat box and also in the presentation. So if there are no further comments or questions, I would like to just to say that we can close our session for today, and I hope to see you next time very, very soon. Thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure being part of you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The pleasure
Thank
is
you
ours.
so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
You too. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, everybody. It was wonderful learning from each and every participant. Happy
From
learning,
you as well.
everybody.
Thank you so much, Salome.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Salome.
Good evening from the Philippines.
See you
Thank
in
you.
another
Looking for the
event.
next session. Looking
Yeah.
forward for the next session. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
for sure. Stay tuned with us. I think in the website there is another session. We will communicate for that, but of course you are welcome to join us for the next session.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have just one query. Do we have an alumni group for these workshops anywhere maintained?
Yes, of course. I think most of the alumni stay tuned with us in all of the channels that we have mentioned. For example, you can follow us in Facebook if you have a LinkedIn, YouTube channel as well, Bilibili, Padlet as well. There is a communication channel there. So I don't know if I'm missing any other challenge or if my colleagues has any other suggestion, but I think I remember those.
Thank you very much for your input.
And also on the online knowledge base.
The online knowledge
Yeah.
base as well is
You can,
our channel as well. You can follow us there. So please feel free to join us in those channels.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. It would be wonderful to be part of that. Thank you very much for all your efforts.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Professor,
you, Dr. Tu, for leading this project and for wonderful opportunity created for all of us to learn something.
No,
Thank you very
thank you too as well. This is also our pleasure, and also we cannot have these events without your presence. Finally, so thank you for being here.